Right, I got this Vespa VNA2T, which is a 1959 125 for sale. Super cool little bike. Not the most powerful thing in the world, but great for the streets of Italy, that's for sure. So I recently bought this from a guy in Nebraska, and it didn't have a title. So I went through, I did all the paperwork, and I got a title, so I've got a clear new title in my name. He'd done a few jobs to it. He put new tyres on it, new brakes, a new exhaust, some of the tin work around the engine. It looks new to me. The jobs that he hadn't tackled were the kickstart spline were chewed, and the clutch. So I put a new kickstart quadrant in there and a new clutch on it. While it was down, they're really easy to work. I split the engine cases with it in the frame. I inspected the bearings and the seals. The seals look fresh. The bearings have got virtually no play in them. The rings look good. The bore looks good. So I was happy with that. The gears looked good on the shafts and stuff. So I put it all back together and it started right up. So the only issue that I noticed is it's had the rear axle repair that they do on these. Basically what happens is the output shaft and the output flange are mated together with the spline, and over the years the spline wears, and that can slip if you're not careful. So one of the repairs is to weld around the output flange to the shaft on the spline, and that's what this has had done to it. That only means that if you need to remove that shaft, you've got to grind that weld out. And I priced the shaft. Excuse me. The shaft is $152 from Scooter Mercado. So if you're a purist and you wanted to do that, that's what it's going to cost you. But I mean, there's no reason to do it. Okay, I'll walk you around. Let's have a little looky. So, so I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. There you go. So this shaft, there's the shaft, this is the flange, and it's welded right the way around on the inside, so it can't slip. Castle nut's still on there with the split pin. So, I mean, this is not going to break, but if it did break, it couldn't go anywhere. The wheel couldn't come off. So it's pretty safe. You can still get to all the brakes, change your wheel, it doesn't affect any of that. The only thing it affects is if you want to strip it down, strip the gearbox down, the shaft has to go out that way. So all you'd have to do is to grind that weld out, and then you'd replace that shaft. But it's really nice, so the brakes really work really well, sorry. This rear light unit's got a little piece missing out the casting. I've got a new lens coming that should be here today. That will go with the sail. You could quite easily build that up with some JB Weld and then file it back into shape and touch it up there, and that'll be fine. Or you can actually buy this whole unit. They still make these in those colours. I think they're about 120. The seat is the original seat with Milano Via Domodossola 911 or something. It's had a few repairs and stuff, as you would expect, but it's the original seat, which I find part of the whole patina and the cool look of it. There's some scrapes on the side and stuff like that, but it's a great piece of history. This rust isn't through, that's just surface rust there. The front shroud, there's two, they get these little splits here on these. It's got a little tack weld there and on that one too, so that it doesn't spread any more than that. Little scuff on the front guard, a little dent repair there by the looks of it. Little fog inside there, that's going to want some sealer around it. Speedo works. I cleaned it this morning with my pressure washer, so that's what I shouldn't have done that, but So I think it's really nice, and as I say, the paint and the originality of it is what drew me to it. So I'm going to start it up and show you how it runs. As you can tell, it runs pretty strong, and it's got good compression too. Yeah, the engine's in pretty good shape. Thanks for watching.